Cancer, what's up? Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. We're going to do a couple tarot spreads for you here. Let's see what messages we can get you from the universe. Please come into the reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to learn something and better yourself. If the messages that come through don't resonate, feel free to push them aside. You may want to revisit them at a later date. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. Let's do it. Let's get some helpful, insightful messages for Cancer. Messages Cancer needs to hear. The Lovers. I instantly thought of that Taylor Swift song when I saw that. So for some of you, there's a relationship that's like headed in a more specific direction. Like it's becoming more official, and with Earth energy, more like set in stone. It's, I don't know if it's necessarily putting a title on something, or it's becoming something that, I don't know, you feel the need, like you need to define it, or your person may be approaching you and asking you about, like, you know, what are we, and do we want to keep seeing each other? And it's not necessarily in an ultimatum type of way. I don't get that. It's like genuine curiosity of, I think someone likes hanging out with you and they want to know if you feel the same. And it's funny, you Cancer seem to be a little bit like, I don't know what to say. You feel kind of put on the spot, which is interesting. Like I'm not sure if you're surprised that this person is asking you so soon in the game, or for some of you, it's not that. It's sort of like this inevitable, like you knew this person was eventually going to ask. And so that makes me wonder, like, where are you at with things? Like, why are you feeling Eight of Swords, which is a little bit like kind of stuck in your head, maybe a little bit fearful of how to proceed or move forward? Let's see. So don't be afraid to ask for time. I think some of you may feel like you have to offer up your opinion on the spot as not to offend your person. And I mean, I think there's a really gentle and delicate way of expressing, like, you know, or not diminishing what they're asking you or making them feel rejected, because I don't think that's what you're doing yet. I think you genuinely are thinking things through. I think a lot of you are sort of wondering, like, am I ready to be in a relationship again versus just kind of casually dating and enjoying being single? Like, is this something I'm ready to commit to? What I was going to say is I think there's a gentle way to tell your person, like, you know, thank you for sharing that with me, and like I just need some space to kind of sort through my feelings and figure it out. And I mean, obviously you're going to phrase it in a way that's not clunky, that's meaningful to you. And I almost feel like for some of you, the universe is prepping you that this conversation is probably coming. So if you've been in a relationship kind of half-heartedly, you know, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, I would caution you that, like, I think you have someone who's looking to connect with you, and maybe they sense that you're a little bit distant, but they're just looking for clarification. Like, hey, do you want to keep doing this? Do you want to keep building with me? And yeah, for some of you, you may really be holding on to your independence right now. And I will say this, as long as it doesn't come from a place of fear and, you know, this always happens to me, and, you know, I don't want to connect with this person because the minute I go all in, they're going to break up with me. You know, you don't want to be operating at that level that's very, like, fear-based and, you know, all the things that could happen. You know, that's very, like, Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords energy, where it's like our thoughts aren't necessarily true. They're not necessarily vibing high. They're not necessarily thoughtful. But I do like the Hangman in terms of, like, really contemplating this and seeing it from a different angle, that maybe this is a relationship that takes a different turn, that sets you down a new trajectory. Maybe you've matched with someone who maybe they're not your traditional type, but the energy is there and it's strong. And so it's actually giving you more of a chance to succeed in building this relationship for something into the future, if that's what you're looking for, right? There might be a Virgo or a Gemini involved, possibly. So let me know, like, as much as we're allowed to anyway, like, what else is going on sort of in this needing to see things from a different perspective? Like, what is the basis of that? The Ten of Wands. The fear of getting into something and then feeling trapped. Again, like, there's this strong kind of Aquarian energy of needing to value your space and freedom and independence and not wanting to sacrifice that. And I mean, you guys already know this, but in a good, healthy relationship, you're not going to have to sacrifice your freedom, right? In theory, you love this person enough and want to hang out with them a lot, but that doesn't mean every single second of every day. I feel like this is your chance to create new rules and new guidelines, a new, I don't know if boundaries is a good word, but sort of a new approach of how you want this relationship to run and have the expectations there from the get-go so that you don't find yourself sort of in this trap of like, how am I going to negotiate this? Like, I'm feeling this way, but I'm already in this deep, and like, yeah, there's like a fear of if this relationship could be too much to carry or too much of a burden to have in your life. Do you have room for this right now? Maybe part of it is that you're starting to take off in some sort of career or passion project, or you have a lot of responsibilities with your family, with your children, something like that. So it could be that you met someone and in your head you're like, the timing of this is just weird because like I don't have room to be seeing this person as much as I would like to. So if that's the case, make time. Small flirtations. The page of flirts is like, make small amounts of time. If you're interested and you're just worried about other responsibilities, delegate. With the Ten of Wands, it's always like we're trying to do everything ourselves almost because we're afraid to ask for help, or we're afraid how it will look if we're not able to do it. And the universe, I don't think, is expecting you or wanting you to carry this load, essentially. So what can you remove off your plate? What isn't priority? What isn't as important? And some of it's just for, your mental health and your clarity, right? But also in terms of pursuing a relationship that, I mean, so far it looks good. What is like the future cards of this? I like the Three of Pentacles. What else can you tell me about this, Spirit? The Four of Pentacles. All right, so progress, 3 to 4. I just did a Libra reading and I said something similar. It's not necessarily a relationship that really starts off hot and heavy. There's some time for you to sort of get comfortable with the idea of what a life or a relationship, maybe it's not forever, but what a relationship would look like with this person. And like slowly it's like, okay, I'll invest a little more time. I'll invest a little more energy. Like I see where this is going. I like this card in a Cancer reading when it's surrounded by other positive cards, which so far it is, because it just looks like cuddling. It looks like you guys are close and you want to be with your person. That's a good word for the Four of Pentacles. Like it's cozy and it's stable. Those are two words I like in a relationship. And one more card in the future. Is this headed into a long-term relationship? If Cancer wanted it to, what is like the potential outcome? 2 more cards. All right, so I do like Queen of Pentacles. That's sort of a more family-oriented card. It can be kind of more maternal energy. It can also be kind of a very business-savvy energy as well. A nurturing energy. And then the Seven of Swords. Oh, how interesting. So Cancer, this looks like a message to me about being afraid to open your heart up and really be loved. And I don't know why that's coming through, because I'm sure you all have different reasons for why you ended up in a position where you're second guessing or questioning if you really deserve love. Or if it's not that, the fear of opening up and getting your heart broken, dare I say again, because I do sort of get this idea of, with the Eight of Swords, it's like we're in that sort of feedback loop of replaying scenarios that have already happened or our fears of what could happen. But again, it's not necessarily, well, it's not true. We're blindfolded. We're not actually seeing what's around us. We're stuck in our head. So I think with this earth energy, it's really about being present. And for some of you, there may be some body issues that come into this of not totally feeling comfortable and at ease in your own skin. Again, that could be for multiple reasons. But Seven of Swords here to me, it's again this energy of even when some of you, if you decide to proceed forward with this relationship, again, slowly getting comfortable with it, dipping your toe in, sharing some laughs and cuddles, making some memories with this person, there is still this, not backlash, that's not the right word, this plan B of, okay, well, if I need to get out of this relationship, I have my bag packed just in case. And it's almost like there's this metaphor of you need to like unpack the bags. There's this anticipation. That's a very good word. This anticipation of this is probably going to go south at some point. So I got to be ready for when it goes up in flames. And like, I'm just posing the question, like, what if it doesn't Cancer? What if it does work out? And this Seven of Swords is showing up to show you your own sort of what could potentially be like self-sabotaging ways, just things to be aware of. With the Seven of Swords, it's Venus and Aquarius. So Venus energy is very nice. I like, actually, now that I've mentioned that, I like that that's coming through, and that those of you who are worried about losing is autonomy the right word? Your independence, your ability to go out and do things on your own because you're locked into a relationship. That's a very skewed way of looking at dating in general. But this relationship, it does give you room to breathe. It doesn't suffocate you. So the freedom-loving sign of Aquarian energy, which is about being able to go out and see a lot of people and meet your friends and not necessarily feel like you have this responsibility or burden to be with your person 24/7, or your family for that matter, whatever it is. There's something here that grants you a breathing room. You just have to ask for it when you need it. You don't necessarily have to be fearful of confronting your person and having the awkward exchange. Some of you, it's like you fear those conversations, so rather than having them, you just bolt. This person wants to love you, so it's like, I don't mean to laugh, but I'm wanting to say, like, why are you making it so challenging for them? There is, and I'm sure you have like reasons that probably you're not even fully consciously aware of, like subconscious stuff going on, maybe about attachment issues or abandonment issues, or there definitely is for some of you this strategy of like, I'm going to leave them before they leave me because I can't take another heartbreak. Like I can't take the rejection again. I sense that, but you have full control. Oh, interesting. My phone just went doo-doo. I feel like that's a confirmation. You have full control to change that behavior. And the thing is, with Earth energy, there's progress, there's milestones, there's stepping stones in you changing how you nurture yourself, how you nurture relationships, and this is really important, how you allow yourself to be nurtured in relationships. Some of you are very much used to taking on almost this parental role of filling that role of being sort of service and taking care of your person, and almost like this parent-child dynamic, when the universe is asking you to like release your grip a little bit, let this person take care of you, so that they feel like, they give them a chance to do that as well too. And I think for some of you, it does, especially for my Cancer risings, Scorpio rules your fifth house of dating. So with that, it's like you need to be in control over what's happening. There needs to be some sort of emotional control. You don't like surprises. But when you're with a person who they're showing up and they seem like a good candidate, I don't know, I'm wanting to give them the benefit of the doubt. You seem to be the one who maybe has a little bit of work to do. But the thing is, I think this is an opportunity for you to do it within the context of a relationship, because this person doesn't have like this fly-by-night attitude. There's not a lot of like immature energy, or dare I say, earmuffs if you're not ready for this, like fire energy, right? Where you're going to get burned. It's like it's hot and heavy and then it's gone, right? Which, I sense that some of you have gone through that, and it's just maybe you're a little bit jaded, or you're just a little bit defensive or guarded in relationships. And I get it. But this is about embracing your past narratives, but not letting them control your future, and stepping into a relationship sort of with this, optimistic attitude that, why wouldn't this person want to stick around? Like you're a catch. Ooh, did you hear that? My phone's like, yep, da-ding. I like that. It was like those little messages from the universe. Little messages of confirmation. Well, tell me about Cancer's person, whoever is coming through in this reading. You guys can always choose to view this in the context of like a job scenario, or mending a relationship, possibly with a family member. Things I've said may mean something to you in a different context, so feel free to take it and run with it if it resonates. And of course, release what doesn't, right? Only take what serves you. So any information we can get on the other energy in this reading? It's powerful. There's magnetic attraction here. And there's a powerful message of leave the past in the past. This is a brand new start. This is the Magician. This is a fresh start. This is like card one, right? And it follows the Fool, which is about taking a leap of faith. There's something fresh, there's something pure and very untainted about this relationship, and likely, right, because it's new. But with that, it's like that's how you need to come into it too. Like it's a clean slate, it's a blank slate. So make this what you want it to be, Cancer. High Priestess energy. I feel like I'm sort of getting the metaphor of secrets unfolding, but I don't get that in a bad sense. I think this has to do with slowly becoming more comfortable with sharing more intimate parts of yourself with this person, and vice versa, them too, where there's just like this cathartic release when you're able to talk about things that maybe you feel like you had to shield or hide from your person in the past. Past wounds or traumas or things that made you feel vulnerable, letting your guard down. There's also a really interesting message here too of like the High Priestess and the Magician. The Magician is Mercury energy, which is the sign that, rules our mind, our thought process, our communication. It can be very chatty, like, technology driven. It's very swift. It's very fast. It's very witty. It can be like go, 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 go. Very, very fast, fast, fast. And the High Priestess is just like, it's like very calm. It's like flowing water. It can be very strong, silent. Sometimes it's the idea of the keeper of our secrets, so to say. So this is very interesting energy between the two of you where someone is very on and very electric and very high energy, and the other person is a little bit more passive and a little bit more introverted and a little bit more soulful. Or maybe not soulful, that's not the right word, because I feel like that doesn't give your person enough credit. But there is kind of like this interesting opposites attract. That being said, maybe there's a really good dynamic of being able to communicate in this relationship and also being a good listener and bringing those skills into balance too. If you feel like if you feel like you're always one and not the other, I feel like this relationship is going to sort of introduce the idea of passing the mic if you're the one who's always doing the talking, or the opposite. It's going to encourage you to communicate more and share more of yourself in a relationship than maybe you have in the past. Because this person wants to know about you. They want to, they want to share things and stories and memories and make new memories with you. There could be another Cancerian involved in this. It could be a Pisces, Virgo, Gemini. You have 2 cards of Gemini, so very possible. Anything else? Ace of Cups, beautiful. This is a beautiful opportunity. It's untainted, it's fresh, it's like a blessing from some higher power. So of course you can choose whether you want to be in this relationship or not, Cancer, but this is like, it feels sort of like a rebirth from you or of you. Coming out of your shell and maybe moving into another one, metaphorically, energetically. I don't know why I'm hearing like the Emperor's new clothes. Oh, yes, I do, because that's like a metaphor, right? The Emperor's new clothes is ultimately about, doesn't he go to the party naked and it's like the elephant in the room? That's sort of what I mean, the idea of being naked, being your honest self, warts and all, trauma and all. And I hate to use that word trauma, maybe that's too harsh, but being comfortable with who you are and not being ashamed or fearful of sharing that. I feel like we've said that a lot, but all right. Let's pull some romance angels. This feels like a love reading to me. And maybe for those who are already in a relationship, maybe you guys are going to resonate with parts of this. I can only speculate. But for those looking for love, it feels like you have something good in the pipeline or something that is already here in the present, but you might be in that mode of kind of figuring out, like, this is a friendship and they seem to be approaching me for more. Do I even want that? And that is a very big and serious question for a lot of you, because some of you just don't know. But I would encourage you to spend time asking yourself why. And again, if it's because of fear. Unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Again, I think that's on your part, though. You got that card last time, too, which is funny. I keep getting, like, fairly decent readings for Cancer and the water signs, and that card keeps coming up, so I don't know. Maybe that means something to someone else there. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive, and keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectation. past life relationship, you have known each other before. All right, Cancer, that's what I got for you. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.